All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome once again to the Money Market Review. This is where we make daily profits, as the market dictates. My name is Victor, and they call me the Bishop. I'm going to be your host for this morning's review. So let's see, how much can we make in the market today? So what can we make, or how much can we make? What's moving? How can we take advantage of it? Let me see who is here. Hmm. Morning, Mr. Pemsky. Mr. Felix, perhaps as soon as we are done. As soon as we are done. All right. Mr. Femi, good morning. Um, everyone, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm too far. Uh, let's see. I'm too far. Yeah. I know I'm too far. I want to be close now. Sir. Hmm? All right. So delicate. Good morning. All right. So let's see what's happening in the market. What has the market done? What does it look like the market is doing, and how can we follow the market to also make profits? Okay, uh, let us see. I think I was out there for like a minute. But we're back now. Please, if you can hear me, please kindly just type a yes. If you can hear me, please notify. I think we're back now, but I need to confirm. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So fundamentally, speaking, thank you, Mr. Carl. Thank you. Thank you. So fundamentally, we have um, so for today, being Wednesday, the 10th of December, by 2:30 p.m., we're having the USD. Let me see. Let me make sure. Employment cost index. Then for Canada, just a moment. I think I'm having it. Can assure you this is not going to happen again and will be smooth for this session. I don't know, is it just my styling that is bad or styling generally is not? Good morning, Mr. Amos. Good morning, Mr. Ikolinus. Good morning. So, is it safe to say we are back? Can anyone hear me? Safe to say we are back, right? So let's continue. Okay. So fundamentally, we have today, aside the employment cost index for the USD, so for Canadian dollar, we have Bank of Canada rate statement, overnight rates, also Bank of Canada press conference. Then for USD, we have the FOMC, right? And FOMC usually comes late at night, vis-a-vis we here, based on our own time zone. So 8 p.m. tonight, FOMC. And then lastly, we have the FOMC press conference. This is basically a report. FOMC is the Federal Market Committee. These are the guys in charge of setting the interest rate. So based on how the economy is going, the strength of the dollar, they have to make adjustments to the interest rates so as to keep the dollar valuable to make sure the economy is running smoothly. Basically, they introduce the fiscal policies into the economy to make sure everything runs smoothly. All right. So FOMC is going to be coming out to later tonight by 8 p.m. And by 8:30, 30 minutes later, we're going to have the FOMC press conference. We're going to be addressing the press on the conclusion. Now, this is not a dated news, right? The economic projection FOMC statement is not a data news, except the federal funds rate. The rate now is what we're going to be looking at this point here. So I think that's for today. Hence, for most part of this morning, we are through to trade technically. Technically. All right. So what are we on? I don't like starting from here. Let's start from somewhere else. Let's start from somewhere else. Okay. Let's start from currencies, the euro dollar. Well, truth be told, I am not sure if rates are going to be cut. Now, what I am, I usually focus on the technicals. So we'll look at it technically. Now, irrespective of, there's this thing about fundamental analysis. Fundamental. Let's say, how do I put it now? I'm looking for an example. Okay, so say you are in a building and the building has 10 floors. Now, fundamental is just like you in the building. Depending on the momentum. So no matter how good the fundamental comes out, it can't go beyond the 10th floor. Once you've got into the 10th floor, that's the max. You can't jump overboard, right? Any other move you attempt to make, you are going to go fall out of the building. And if it goes down, you can't go below the ground floor, right? So there's even limits. So fundamentals will respect some key levels technically. Okay, they might just push price to those key levels. So that's what we should aim for. Now, this is the euro dollar, and as of I think as of last week Wednesday, this was last week Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday again. So we're looking at price continuing that momentum, pushing to the upside. Okay. So the conclusion was that price is trapped in between this high and this low, this high and this low. All right. So then price was working its way towards this point here. So the projection was that price should possibly push us back to this high. All right. Price should possibly push us again back to this high. And if we go over to our 4-hour time frame, so price was around this level. So the projection was price should possibly, once it takes out this level, retest and continue. So whatever you are seeing price do, all of this downward push is just a temporary setback, right? Price at some point will push higher again. So we need to find that level where price should push high. And we talked about the principle, in case for those who are not here, that's opposite attracts, right? Opposite attracts, which means if I want to buy, I need to look for sellers. And if I want to sell, I need to look for buyers. So take example of this one now. I want to buy. Right? Price is having an upward momentum, and I'm looking out to buy. All I need to do is to look out for where sellers, how far sellers push price down. I want to buy at the lowest point the sellers are willing to sell. I need sellers to come into the market first, all right? So that will determine where and when I'm going to be buying. So this is what I mean. So let's say after price has been this massive push, don't just focus on this push. Look before this massive push. Was there sellers present that buyers took advantage to buy whatever they had to sell, right? So yes, there were sellers present. Let me do it this way. Before this massive upward push, there was these two bearish candles, two sells here. So what we are going to do, we are going to mark, depending on how it moves. If it's not too wide, we are going to mark the two, or sometimes we can just mark one from the high to the low, or we take the two since they are not that far from each other. From the highest point of the bearish candle to the lowest point of the bearish candle, then we extend to the future. Now, after this had happened, now we wait for price to drop into this zone, then we buy it back up again. So I'm buying it, you should take out this high. This is your order block, your order flow, your supply demand trading strategy, right? So now focus here again. After price made this massive push, ideally we are supposed to have a buy. We will mark this level from this bearish candle before this massive push. If price comes into the zone, this would have been a very good buy. But notice inside of this move, there were these two bearish candles that didn't come into this level before we had a continuation, right? So that's why we marked this bearish candle. This one, we're not marking this to be, it will be too high. So we marked this one. Notice that price came back into it, pushed away, came back the second time before continuing that move, right? Now, if we also take this massive move here, if we take this bearish candle, this last bearish candle, all right, from the top to bottom, this is the bottom, then this is the top. And we extend it into the future. All right, you can see that price came to the upper part, attempted to push up, but came well inside the zone before continuing that push. Okay, so this principle will help us, right? Now, also look at this massive move. There's a criteria that qualifies it. There's a mechanical way to doing this thing, like a formula, which means you always repeat the same thing. It's mechanical, right? And it's scalable. It's mechanical. There's no guessing. You're just following this particular strategy, what you see, right? So if we are to take this after this move, what made this move happen was because of this. So this one here mitigated this particular zone. Now, if we push out of this zone, we could see this massive push again to the upside. Although we probably will still be maintaining the whole of this sell before this buy. You can do it different ways, okay? Or this buy now, let's focus on this buy. So you see that price gave us these sells, this bearish candle. Good. Then return to it, mitigated and pushed away. So let's see how we can continue this particular strategy. Now, the last massive push to the upside we had was here. This one, right? Was this particular move here. Now, inside of this move, we need to look for the bearish candles, right? The bearish candles. Let me take this out. So if I'm to have this, just this one, or let's mark the whole, the two, since our zone can be very wide, then we extend it into the future. Make sure it captures the bottom, right? The low. Okay, making sure it captures the low. Now, what do you notice? You notice that Immediately price dropped inside here, at least there was a buy. Now, probably you are waiting for it to drop well inside. Okay, okay. But irrespective, price, I'm still expecting price to keep pushing up. One of two things will happen. Is either I keep pushing up or it comes back inside this zone, well inside, because sometimes it does that. Comes back well inside this zone before actually pushing up. So the euro dollar is still a buy. Okay, euro dollar is still a buy. Now, this buy will be valid until before FOMC. FOMC can come out, then drive price any direction. All right, drive price in any direction. So be very careful of FOMC. So that is for the euro dollar. Please, I hope everyone can hear me. I hope everyone can hear me. If you can hear me, please drop a yes. If you can hear me, drop a yes. Okay, good. Thank you. Gold next. What is particular about gold? Okay, I didn't look at higher highs and higher low. Higher high or higher low. Based on the structure, right? You are right. But you see, one overrides another. So if I understand what you are saying, you are trying to say that currently price is printing lower highs and lower low, right? This is a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, an equal high. You still take it as a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, and possibly. So if we are to maintain this principle that price shouldn't go above this last high, we should be looking at selling from here, right? Yes, yes, you are right. But you see, whatever, let me show you examples also, right? Let me show you examples also. Take a look at this now that happened here. If we are to mark out these two bearish candles, or just this one, okay, and extend this way. Now, what you notice is that after price made this move, it started printing lower highs, lower lows, just to come into this zone before finally pushing high, before pushing higher. All right. So price does that a lot. When it's aiming to come into a zone before continuing, it forms a particular structure, but that structure is coming into this zone to push higher. All right. So the only way we can consider selling is if price invalidates this particular zone, because there's this zone here. Here on the sell at the neckline at 4257, please. Want to know to close or leave it till 4. Okay, let's see. 4257. I hope you're using MT5. Wait. Oh, that would be good. Not that would be good. Not the euro dollar. Okay, let's look at it. Okay. Yeah, so our projection was that price should keep going to the upside and aiming for a double top, right? A double top. This is what I mean. I mean price should keep going high until it gets all the way to this point here. Then once it gets here, be expecting it to respect it and push back down again. Okay, that's a projection because we are still very much bullish. And so what has price been doing? Price has been trading inside of around this. Price has been trading around this zone. So on our 1 hour, this is how it looks like. So this is a very good zone that price would like to be buying from. So for now, you can buy anytime price comes as low as this level, 4-1. 4178, 416, 417, 416. You know, you can be buying from that level, but you should not be too greedy and you are aiming for price to get all the way to possibly this place at the moment. Okay, so for now, gold is still giving us that bullish momentum, right? So you say you are selling at four. Let me get that level again. 4257. Mm, wait, I don't understand. Is it gold? Please specify what trade, what instrument you are trading at, Ruby Emmanuel. So not be confused. Okay, so yes, gold has been very indecisive before, but now you can see clearly, excuse me, you can see clearly that gold has resumed that bullishness. Although the momentum for the bullishness is not that strong because most times it doesn't buy and sell. And if you look at it closely, it closes bullish, but not strongly bullish. All right, what I mean is going up 4257 since. That means you should still be in profit because currently it's at 4206. So you sold higher. 42. Yes, you should still be in profit. That means you sold a couple of days ago. Sold a couple of days ago. Probably since last week or so. Yes, you should still be in profit. You can just possibly put a trailing stop around this level in case it breaks this high. If it breaks this high, it's possibly headed for this other high where you probably enter the trade from. Okay. Yeah. So if you see what I can tell now is if gold drops here, then look at pushing it back up again. Like I said, the buying momentum is not that strong. You can see apart from this point here, you can see the ranging, you can see the ranging. Apart from this level again, you can see this massive drop. It's not, the momentum is not strong. It's just going gradually, right? So you want to be buying at a very good point. And for me, this is a very good point to buy gold once gold drops into these lows. So gold is quite straightforward. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, so let's move on. I think I have, okay, thank you. Let's move on. Now, how many of you are still on Euro CHF? Because I remember we're looking at Euro CHF, Euro CHF. That sell has not really started, but hopefully, if it comes back, breaks this particular level, then we should continue on that on the sell, and the sell should actually start now. So price we're expecting price to go down from this point here. But unfortunately, price has not started that move yet. It's like a time bomb waiting to explode. So this is the other level are we are waiting for price. We marked and we are anticipating. If price can get to this level here, then the sell is most likely going to start. You can see that level is not far at all, not far. All right. So perhaps wants to start selling now. So a sell for Euro CHF is the most preferred trade. Now, reasons why it hasn't started selling two fundamental. The fundamental that came out on Wednesday last week that we're doing the analysis here at the time came out bad for CHF. Okay, so CHF doesn't have that momentum to override Euro. And Euro has been maintaining some form of strength. Okay, so that's why you can see it has been bullish. You can see from where the bullishness started from bullish. So supposed to start selling from here, broke. Start selling from here, ranged, and it broke. Now possibly aiming for the third zone, irrespective. All right, so a sell is what we're anticipating. Now GBP USD. GBP, I know some of you are probably on some trades. If you're on a trade on any instrument or there's any instrument of particular concern, just let me know. Okay, just let me know. You can drop it on the chat for. I think you can. You can. In fact, let me just say you can sell Euro CHF. Now, given that you have enough funds, okay? Now, what makes trading easy, I will always say this, is you having good capital. Good capital. Trading is not designed for small capital. In fact, trading started from the rich people. All right, started from the rich people. So trading is designed for the rich, not for people who don't have capital. When we talk of capital, we're not talking about, oh, let me just fund my account. I mean capital. Good capital in millions, right? Tens of millions, 20s, 30s, 50s, even hundreds. Now it makes it good. Now I know a lot of us don't have that, right? Irrespective. Okay. But that doesn't mean I can't mention that that is what really helps. You can see all of those guys, they don't bust their heads, sit down with their system, or always once they just try to look for the trend, right? They just try to recognize the trend. What is the trend? So, for instance, Euro CHF, our trend is a bearish trend. If you look, let me zoom out. You see, okay, you can see it now. You can see we are clearly bearish, right? Undoubtedly bearish. Now, what do we do with this information? We are looking out for sell opportunities, which means that if we now come, we can then look for a very good zone to buy. Usually, look for a previous high, and if price can get to that previous high, say for instance, this previous high or this high right now. Now, irrespective, even if they go in now, you go in for a sell now. The worst that can happen is price still goes up a bit into the zone, which means you have some drawdown, let's say 1.52 million, depending on your lot size. Say I'm using like a 10 standard lot. I can have 1.52 million, let's say 2.3 till price gets to this particular level here. Now, the moment it gets there, it will just take a short period before price start tumbling down. This is where the profit comes in. So you can decide to leave it for like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, usually let's say a couple of days, 3, 4 days. I don't like staying till Friday. If I'm already in profit, I don't like staying till Friday. Anything can happen on Friday, especially on US futures. Anything can happen. Now, that means that once price starts dropping, you quickly be in profit and your profit accumulates faster, given that you have the funds. I'm talking about for those who have the funds. Now, for those who have a few million or just few hundreds of thousands, these are the set of persons that you are waiting for the right time. That is very is a serious Herculean task. All right, it's a very, very tasky thing to do. What makes trading look difficult? Trading actually is not difficult. Yes, it's psychological, it's more psychological than it is, psychological in the sense that okay, I'm minus 2 million down, minus 2.3. How do you manage that situation in your head? Like how cool can you be? All right, okay, I'm 1 million up, I'm 2 million up, I'm 3 million naira up, not dollars, naira. How do I also manage that situation? Do I just rush and close? Meanwhile, you close and price still runs up to 10 million and you are paying. The next opportunity in that scenario now comes in like a week later or 2 weeks later. So trading is more psychological, right? Now, yes, you can go in for the sell given that you have enough funds to hold on to the sell before it turns. All right, so let's move on now. We're talking about GBP. Someone said Euro AUD. Someone dropped, okay, Euro AUD, GBP JPY US 100. Okay, we'll go to that. So Euro AUD. I think we've analyzed this one time before. I should have it somewhere. The one I've marked. Okay, then let me come back to this one then. Sorry, let me pull my chart up. Okay, so Euro AUD, obviously, Euro is the dominant currency here, so we should have an uptrend. Okay, you can clearly see the uptrend. Now, the higher time frame gives us a clearer perspective. If you don't understand this, then trading will remain very difficult. You don't start your analysis from your 1 hour, 15 minutes, no, except you're a scalper. Now, even if you're a scalper, to scalp much more effectively, always try to do your top-down analysis, which is from your higher time frame. You know the flow, where price is headed to. All right, so you can know when to join that move. Now, this is the daily time frame. And if you follow the principle of the last high that price made, that means we are going to be having price after price took out this high, it hasn't retraced back to this level. But after price took out this high, it has retraced back to this level. And this is the level that price is still currently working with. Okay, so we probably will see price head into this level before our bullishness starts. All right. So Euro AUD, if at all there's going to be a continuous sell that we've been having, it's just going to be a small one. Just small one. We are anticipating the possible change in direction from this level. All right. So we are waiting to buy it. So some persons can sell it down into this level, but the most profitable trade is going to be when we are buying Euro AUD. That's quite simple. Okay, let's go over to DE. So I have something like a D30. Okay, we'll pick it from the ones we see first. Let's pick it from the ones we see first. I'm saying GBP first. Okay, yes. So this was where we were. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So you can see on Wednesday, we're headed to this zone. We're looking at price pushing to this level right here. Now, these videos are on YouTube. That's why I said once we're done with the analysis, you can quickly head over to YouTube. Watch the whole thing again. Watch the whole thing again. Understand the concept I'm using to analyze. One, two. You can also, in case you missed anything, you can quickly get it back from there. Because I'm not just telling you what I'm expecting to happen now, but I'm telling you what should be happening, in the long run, what we're expecting to happen technically, right, from what the market is doing. So we're looking at price pushing higher. Okay. Where is this daily? Excuse me. Okay, so we are looking at price doing a double top right here, coming into this red area I marked here. But as at Wednesday last week, price was here. So we were anticipating price, once it breaks this level, wait for that retest, and we push it high into this point here, which price did that day, didn't get there, came back down into these levels and pushed higher again. Now it has even broken above this level we're anticipating. All right, so price is creating new all-time highs, creating new all-time high on GBP, JPY. Okay, so yes, which means if it retraces to a point of interest, then we can buy it back up again, which it has done that. It did that here. And if it retraces back again, you can start buying from here. So the bullishness is very strong. I wouldn't advise a buy from here. I would suggest that price comes back into here or here before that buy is initiated. In the long run, it will still buy, but you might just have some drawdowns before you get into profit. So that's for GBP, JPY. Then for D30, D40, practically the same thing. So this is where we are. Your higher time frame will give you a better perspective of where you are. And we're looking at price going back to this high because we've been trading from this. We've been trading from this high to this low, this high, back to this low, this high, to this low, this high, to this low. So what are the odds? Price is pushing back this high. Why? It's also price is very much bullish. This is daily time frame, very much bullish. So a buy is our most preferred trade. And since Wednesday there, price has been buying. You can see, let me see. Yeah, you can see the projection. 2 weeks ago, this should be 2 weeks ago. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, this was 2 weeks ago. If it breaks this level, retrace, and we keep pushing back to the upside, which price clearly did, came into that level, but and we are still buying up until right now. So what do we expect price to do as of now? Yes, I expect price to still push up, but as they say, for you to go up, the higher you want to go, you need to bend down first, right? So which means that if price can come into any of a good sell that we have, then we are looking at buying it up again. And if we have one aggressive move to the downside, then we can look out for these levels. So D should continue being bullish. Should continue being bullish. Is it out of place to expect gold to make all-time high? Yes, gold can, but gold is still a bit far from that level. Gold is still a bit far from that level. A bit far from that level. Yeah. So all-time high, definitely not today. Definitely not this week. Except perhaps FOMC gives some crazy, extreme push to gold. Except that. All right, except that. So this is silver. This is daily. You can see this was the highest point it got to, dropped, and price has done that all-time high. This, okay, so this was the analysis. The first time it got to this place, we expecting that price breaks, retest, and continues, which it didn't. It respected this zone a bit. Now, the second time now, you can see how price did it. Excuse me. Okay, you see that price broke, retest, broke, retested. This will be the better retest for this, and rejection, and it's going, and it keeps going. Okay, so it keeps going. So as it goes, we keep protecting ourselves. So it's more like we are trying to build something layer by layer, block by block, block by block. So this is a solid low that price should buy from. So let's look at it from our daily time frame. The higher time frame key zone is still the most preferred. Okay, so up until now, silver has not come back to retest. This was the high that price broke, the previous all-time high that price broke. It hasn't come back to retest, so I wouldn't be shocked in future if it does. Okay, so this is the first level that we'll be interested in buying, and worst case, if it does this, this is the perfect point to start buying from. Perfect point to start buying from, right? So silver, expect a retracement before we continue bombarding buys. Before we continue bombarding buys. So any drop you see, any push to the downside is in a bid to push even way higher in future. Let's see. What else again? AUD GPY, GBP USD. I think we've done, oh, US 100. US 100. Yeah, US 100 have been, it's US 100 is, it's something you can close your eyes to buy. It's just that if you are unlucky and you are buying on the day that price decides to sell, it's going to be very colossal. Yes, it's going to be very preposterous and impetuous on your own end there. Yes. I've analyzed the, yes, that's why I said you can head over to YouTube because we don't have time. If we can't touch on all instruments, we just have a few more minutes to go. Please head over to YouTube at Rally Trade, YouTube, Rally Trade. Then this video is currently being live streamed on YouTube as we speak, and you can go over to YouTube, replay this video. You can start from the beginning, rewind. Yes, so like we said, DE, if you go to our daily time frame, you see it's clearly bullish, right? And this is the point of interest we're waiting for price to come into to be buying, and price did that a lot. There was a bit of resistance at this level, but price broke, retested, and continued. So for now, price is very, very bullish. Price is still bullish. So if we have any drop, we can keep buying US 100. Yes, still very bullish. All right. Now, worst case scenario, we have 2 points of interest. Worst case scenario is price comes into this level and we'll buy from here. Yeah, so one of these two levels should hold for us for US 100. Okay, so once you head over to YouTube, go to click on Rally Trades page. Once you enter Rally Trades page, click on video. The moment you click on video, this will be the first video you will see. Or if you go over there right now, you need to click on live. All right, if you go over to YouTube, you click on live, right? You see live. This one is currently live right there. But if we have ended and you go to YouTube, once you get to YouTube, Rally, just click on this will be the first video you see. And it will tell you some few minutes ago, few hours ago, basically to still be within today. Still be within today. Yes. All right. So what else? We've not done any agro commodity. Let me see if we can do coffee. Okay. So this is what coffee is doing. So from this high, this low, this high, it came all the way to this low, but I doubt it might come here again for now. So all the way to this high, didn't even get here to this high. So price is trading from this high and aiming for this low. Okay, now naturally it has an uptrend. Okay, you can see it has an uptrend. All right, so we'll be preferring the buy to the sell, but sometimes that sell can be very fast and gives you profit. Yes, and I also have an indicator for it. I have an indicator for it also. So you can see this was a low we were waiting for. This was a low that we're expecting price to get into. Now, price gapped down below this level, but came back up into this low. So one of two things will happen now. Is either price starts going back up from here, or it trades even further down, and we are possibly looking at price coming to this point. If price can get to this point, then this will be a very good level to possibly be buying from. All right. If price can, if it does get to that level, then we buy it. The next 5 million naira,